Hi, folks. I'm Jamie Hiles.
I'm Lydia Judy.
I'm Derek Lemaster.
This is Screen Blended Movies, the podcast where we review a horror movie each week. We go over the horror news. And guys, what's that light up there? It's a comet! Let's get behind some steel. As tonight we review 1984's Night of the Comet. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I can tell by that pregnant pause. I hope by the end of this you will be better because we'll be talking about, like I said, Night of the Comet, a cult classic, if there ever was one. But guys, before we dig into this little movie here, I got us a good section of horror news that we're going to go through. But first, reminder, at the time that this airs, we will have just be getting back from our Erie Culture Fest. And I'm going to say that it was great. We had a great time. Right, Derek?
Yep.
So hopefully we caught you there. Hopefully it was a great turnout. We don't know because this is past Jamie. And maybe future Jamie will edit himself right here to talk about the actual thing. We'll see how froggy I feel during the editing process. But guys, let's hop over onto the horror news and run down some of these because we have some quite interesting bits of horror news. Let's start with this one here. So, guys, Jamie Lee Curtis is going to produce and star in a psychological horror film called Cinder.
Cinder.
Hang on 1 second. Give me a second.
You okay?
Yes, some kind of horrible ad played on like another tab. Started talking to me about Cedarhurst, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? This like cheesy ass music started playing. I was like, what is going on? So guys, Jamie Lee Curtis is, like I said, is going to star in and produce a psychological horror film called Cinder, which is based off of Russell Goldman's short Return to Cinder. It is about a woman played by Britt Lauer, who experiences an e-commerce package delivery scam that becomes so personal and disturbing that she becomes hell-bent on discovering the identity of the anonymous Cinder. How's that sound? I don't know what.
Intriguing.
Don't know who Jamie Lee is playing. It doesn't say, just that she's going to be producing it and she's excited to be part of his first feature film. So, I mean, that might be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, so their connection is that Jamie Lee Curtis and Goldman co-wrote the eco horror movie Mother Nature, which she's going to direct for Blumhouse. So that's why she's starring in this, by the way. That makes sense. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Funny thing about my back, Jules. Some super bad for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the quote, don't you?
I knew what you were talking about. And please refer to me as Muhammad moving forward.
It's the most common name in the world. Guys, this is some big news. Big news. I think you're going to dig this. The great Sam Neill is joining the Monsterverse in the next Godzilla Kong movie.
What?
That's awesome.
News was so exciting it made you yawn.
You were like, and then you're like, I gotta yawn this out. Hang on.
You know what? We do this late at night. I burn multiple candles at each end of the stick, I think is how the quote goes.
They do say that you burn both candles at the end of the stick. I remember that phrase well.
You're like, man, you nailed that. Thank
You nailed it, killed it. So, guys, what do you think of this? I mean, we don't know who he's playing yet, but it's Sam Neill in a
Yeah.
Godzilla movie, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm down.
Him with giant lizards, you can't go wrong.
I was gonna say, I think he's playing Dr. Alan Grant. He's like, this is even more than I fucking dealt with.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
So guys, we have our first look at Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. You guys remember us talking about them remaking Silent Night, Deadly Night again?
Oh, yeah.
So it's coming out on December 12th, 2025. And you know who they cast to star as Billy, right? It is
butcher?
Rowan Campbell is playing Billy, who you guys might remember from the dreadfully awful Halloween Ends as Corey Cunningham.
Oh. Interesting.
Yes, he is playing Billy in this new iteration.
Hmm.
Now, Silent Night, Deadly Night is a movie that is ripe for a remake, I think, because, I mean, the first one, if we're just going to be honest, is just not very good, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fun premise, and you could have a lot of fun with it. I mean, I think we did Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 Christmases ago, right? 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
probably.
think you're right.
Yeah, because we talked about doing the sequel for this Christmas, but we did not. Instead, we did that fucking other weird Santa Claus movie where he flies off in a truck at the end.
My new favorite.
Yeah. What was the name of that one? Forget. It's a weird one. That's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I was thinking of that movie in tonight's movie a little bit.
Yeah.
This movie made me think of it.
So
that
I
called?
don't remember what it's called. But Silent Night, Deadly Night is coming out in December 12th of this year. And, I'll watch it. I like it. I mean, I'll give that a chance. It's written and directed by Mike P. Nelson, who did did the Wrong Turn in VHS 85. So give it a shot.
Heck yeah.
Guys, a little bit of some sequel news. Warner Brothers has announced they have confirmed that they are working on a new Gremlins movie with Chris Columbus and Joe Dante. And they're also developing a third Beetlejuice film.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yep.
The first one definitely made me happy. Like the first film that you mentioned that they were.
Oh.
The other one, I saw the newest one. Interesting. That's all I'll say.
We're super excited. Amblin developing with Chris Columbus new entries in Gremlins and Goonies, by the way.
No.
Yeah, that's been talked about for a while. That's been talked about. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh.
You get your napkins handy. So yeah, the Goonies, the cast actually was just interviewed not too long ago, or this year, and said that there's a script that's actually. So they've been trying to make Goonies for the longest time with Dick Donner, and they basically just could never crack the story. Basically, what would happen is each time they would have an idea and they'd have a script, Steven Spielberg would veto it because it wasn't good enough. He wanted them to have, he said he wanted it to be like as good as the first film. You got to remember, Goonies, that's Steven Spielberg's, he produced it. It's his idea. It's his story. He wrote the story for Goonies, and Chris Columbus wrote the script. So, so basically, Steven Spielberg needs to like the idea, and they finally have one that they like. So, and all the cast is on board to return, of course, because they're all like good friends in real life. So, you know why they're good friends, Derek? Because Goonies
for life.
never say die. They never say die. But yes, speaking of the third Gremlins movie, we don't really know much, just that he wrote a script in 2017, so we'll see. And then Michael DeLuca also confirmed that a sequel to Beetlejuice is on the way, saying they're already developing sequels to Minecraft and Beetlejuice. So yeah, I'm wondering if they'll call it Beetlejuice, or if they'll just call it It's Showtime, because that's what he says afterwards. I think they should definitely go with the Hawaiian concept that they were trying to make for years in the early 90s. That was a fucking thing, you guys.
Oh, I know. Wasn't it a joke? So my understanding is it was a joke so that they wouldn't make it because
So here's the thing. It
For-
originally
for
started as
good.
such, but then they had like an idea. They wanted it to be like a pastiche, like the kind of like parody the beach films of the 50s. And I was like, well, it's in the 90s. I don't know if that's even like a cultural touchstone that people would understand anymore. Now they definitely wouldn't understand it. You'd have Annette Funicello and they'd be like, who the fuck is that? So Kevin Smith was actually asked if he wanted to crack at the script on that one, and when he ended up writing that script for Superman Lives, and he was like, haven't we said everything we needed to say with Beetlejuice? Must we go Hawaiian?
Yeah, I saw that. His
And
commentary
then
on that.
finally, Lydia, this news is mostly for you, but I think you'll get a kick out of this too, Derek, because it's reported that Ryan Gosling is producing a Killer Clowns from Outer Space reboot for Amazon.
What? No way. No
That-
way.
Music to my ears.
Heck yeah, that makes me really happy.
Pretty cool.
What movie are we missing in the world? A reboot of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board. I hope they do it.
Yeah, I hope so too. So here's what we have is basically just that essentially that it's been reported that he's on board to produce it for Amazon MGM Studios. It's described as a remake of the movie. So that should be fun, right?
Yeah,
they
that's gonna be
better
so fun.
keep it true to its roots. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, make it practical. Make that shit practical.
Yeah.
Practical
Yeah,
little
it's gotta be practical and it's gotta be just I don't know. I'm excited. I like that Ryan Gosling is just like having fun right now. Like that makes me happy.
Yeah. And he's, producing a lot of movies. Oh, I know what movie, Derek. I'll talk to you in a little bit, but not that you were talking about, but I know a movie that we haven't done yet that we need to do soon. And that wraps up the horror news. So guys, gals, folks, children of all ages, picture it. It's 1984, and the world is our oyster because in the 80s, movies were movies. Films were films. You know what I mean? They were
Yes.
textile, living things. And so a writer-director by the name of Tom Eberhart gets together a small budget and writes a story about a couple of girls who are surviving the apocalypse, essentially. And we get tonight's feature, which is Night of the Comet. So, guys, Lydia, you've never seen Night of the Comet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever heard of Night of the Comet?
I have definitely heard of this movie. I cannot figure out where, but I've seen. It might have been from you, yeah. I've seen a few of these scenes in clips before, so I'm thinking maybe I saw someone like kind of riffing on this movie. But I just can't remember where I heard it or saw it. But I've definitely seen a few of these scenes before. Just didn't realize this was the movie it was from.
Derek, is this your first time watching Night of the Comet?
Absolutely not. You and I watched this movie. It had to be within the last like 5 or so years. It's not one that I get to see often, but yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah. The first time I remember the first time I watched this, actually, because it wasn't in the 80s and it wasn't when I was a kid. It was when I was a little bit older. I mean, I was a kid, but it was when I was a little older kid, like high school or just coming out of high school. Yeah, around that time is the first time I watched Night of the Comet. I heard about it. I had seen clips as well, seen scenes of it, and I've heard the title and I saw the VHS box. But one night it was on one of the movie channels. And I was actually, it's funny, I was talking to Aunt Lindsay and she had mentioned it before. And she's like, "Have you watched Night of the Comet?" And I was like, "No," because she loved it. And I was like, "No, I haven't seen that." And then, sure enough, literally like the next night, Night of the Comet was on. And I was like, "Oh shit, let me watch this." So I watched it. And then, yeah, then I told Aunt Lindsay, "Watched your movie." And yeah, it's bitchin'. That's all I can say about it. It's bitchin'. So if I describe this movie in one word, that's what it is to me. It's bitchin'.
Yeah.
Or rad,
Yeah.
bitchin', rad. It's just a vibe, man. It's a vibe. This movie's a vibe. So yeah, that's the first time I saw it, and then I've watched it several times since. Like Derek said, he and I watched it not too long ago, like within the last decade, and because it was on Shudder for a while. It was on Shudder for quite a while. And then I looked at buying the Blu-ray, and now it's on 4K with Screen Factory, and I've got to see what that looks like because this movie has colors that will pop in 4K for sure. You got to get those transfers, baby. So, guys, where do you want to start with Night of the Comet?
Start with the comet.
So the comet, it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it comes at night. So, yeah, I mean, this movie, like we said, opens with like, the kind of rundown of what's going on and, that this comet's going to be in the area. And it's some scientists were thinking that, it could be catastrophic. And then we get this great jump cut where it's like, but most people don't. And then we just get everybody fucking partying it up on Comet night.
Yep.
So what do you guys think of this opening bit here where we like see all of the, we see everybody celebrating, wearing like alien hats. We go to the movie theater, which I fucking love.
Oh, man.
What would not give to have like that have been my hangout spot and to just have that whole midnight movie showing. And that seems like it'd be beyond incredible, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
This nostalgia hit me real hard. Dude, I remember when movies were like fucking $1. 75 cents. I'm pretty sure I can remember a movie ticket being 75 cents, by the way.
Yeah. It was. But no, just the seeing the the concession stand and all the stuff and just the vibe of all of it is just so like real, natural, you know what I mean? Like just of its time, textile, and you could feel it. And we're introduced to I'm just gonna say it, guys. Probably the love of my life in Reggie. I'm just gonna put it out on Front Street, guys. Reggie is badass and great, and she looks.
Should we
incredible.
tell Sarah?
Well, Sarah knows.
Okay.
But she looks incredible. When the first time we see her, she's in the movie outfit, which is great, and she's playing the arcade game, and it's so great. What do you guys think of Reggie in her introduction?
Yeah, she's cool. She's my initial reaction was like, I think she's a little OCD about this video game that she's playing.
Oh, she's obsessed with it. She's obsessed with it. Yeah. It's
She's
the best.
Did we ever
Someone
find
else's
out who the other
name.
person was?
Yeah. Did you not watch the film, Derek?
You didn't watch the end?
You watched it? Oh, it was the kid?
Well, that's why his license plate says DMK, Derek.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, man.
That's why he like yelled his whole entire
His
name,
full name. Yeah.
which I cannot remember already, but
Oh, it is, of course, Danny Mason Keener. Danny Mason Keener. Who
Well,
are you? Who's that
glad we
kid?
got that out
Danny
of the
Mason
way.
Keener. He's
Yeah.
Danny Mason Keener. Yeah. And then it says DMK on his license plate. Yeah. They pay it off in the
Yep,
last
missed
scene.
that part.
Oh, such a good moment. Such a
Yeah,
good
it's the
moment.
best. Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll talk to it when we get into it for sure. But yeah, she's the best. Reggie's just the fucking coolest, man. And the fact that she's like, I love she's gonna go up to the projection and he's like, Reggie, go do these things. And don't spend all your time in the projection booth. She's doing to me what she's getting done to her in the projection booth. I just like how her boss just is kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're all so
Yeah.
casual.
These kids, whatever. I'm just a cool ass
So-
guy that runs a movie theater. I don't give a shit.
Yes, dude,
And
it's
then-
so casual. I was like, there's nothing like that today.
No, everything's all buttoned down. But there's like just cool. And then her boyfriend in the projection booth is fucking hilarious because he's like just renting out prints of movies because this is at a time when you either had to have it on VHS or you had to get the print. So he's like $120 for the, to rent it for $120. Come on down. And then we'll switch it, but have it back by 6 a.m. because we can get in big trouble. And then he tells Reggie that he'll pay her $15. And she's like, "You gonna pay me $15 to make it with you? You know what that makes me look like? No, I'm paying you $15 to help me with the movie. You should charge a lot more if you were."
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
like,
lot more if we're making it.
we all know you're worth way more than that.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, thanks." I love that when they wake up the next morning, and we'll get to the Comet stuff, but I like while I'm thinking about it, when he's talking or whatever, he leaves, and her first thought is DMK. Like
She's still
who
upset.
is this guy? Because she erased him from existence. She definitely erased him. She had to play till she erased him from existence. He's the only one. But yeah, Reggie's fucking badass. And then we're also introduced to her sister Sam, played by Kelly Maroney. So Reggie, by the way, is played by Catherine Mary Stewart, and she's, like I said, a fox. And then Kelly Maroney plays Sam, and she's incredible. She's her younger sister. What do you guys think of Sam?
She's hilarious.
Yeah, that scene with her stepmom. She was like, what'd she say about the asshole? She was like, everybody's got an asshole, but like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have
she's
to.
like, you were born with one. You don't need him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're born with an asshole. You don't need to hang around him. And then she slaps her. She slaps her back.
And then she gets punched.
Punched right in the face. Yeah.
I was
She's a
like,
kid.
oh my God. It made me laugh so hard, though. I
Yeah.
was like,
And then you're like, I was like, oh, I want her to die. And she does. So it's all good.
yeah, that was
Um,
wild.
Here's an interesting thing about Sam, by the way. Did you know that Sam is actually the inspiration for Buffy Summers?
Really?
what?
Yep.
Did
Joss
not know that,
Whedon's
no.
inspiration for Buffy Summers is Sam.
That makes
Cheerleader,
perfect sense. Yeah.
cheerleader, fighting monsters, quippy, badass. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, especially
So-
when you look at the movie, like the Buffy movie, which I
Yeah,
haven't really
it-
seen that much, but
The movie is something else. The movie
very-
is something else.
very much
Watch it.
more like Sam.
That movie is a classic.
The movie is something.
Is awesome.
Uh,
Movie
yeah,
is
I feel
awesome.
like
Just in
I
case
wasn't
anybody's not
into
sure.
the movie as much as the show, but
No, the show's way better than the movie. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think the show's way better, but still, it holds a special place in my heart. I love stuff.
I watched it when I was a kid. But I was really, to be honest, I was most excited that Paul Rubens was in it because I was a huge Pee Wee Herman
Oh
fan
my
when I was a
god,
kid.
I know this is not the
Yes!
movie, but his death scene is just
Yeah,
the
it's
best.
wild.
yeah.
Yeah, he dies for like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's so funny.
So we get our inciting incident here. After we're introduced to stuff. So her boyfriend goes to he's gonna go collect the film because he's like, that asshole did not return it. I'm gonna kick his ass. And he's getting all dressed and everything. He goes out and he hears banging on the door, and he's attacked by some mutated monster-looking zombie guy, which kind of comes out of nowhere and gets bashed in the head with a wrench.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I was shocked.
And then we start to, when Reggie goes out, she starts to see some of this weirdness. She goes out, the sky's red, the whole cityscape has like a red hue, and then there's nobody on the streets. And as she walks by, you see clothes with just dust in them, and she just kind of walks over them, not really paying attention. And then she's attacked by the because she gets locked out of the theater, so she goes around to the side door and is attacked by this monster, and escapes on the motorcycle. What do you guys think of this scene? Besides it being badass, right?
Yeah, yeah, like it's like intense because this is kind of starts off a little goofy, like
Mhm.
a little cheesy, and then like it kind of has like a little bit of a scare factor to it of this like sudden thing. I really wasn't expecting that, so it was kind of cool.
Well,
Yeah,
and it definitely changes the stakes of everything because initially you're like, oh, they're the only people left. But no, there are people left that were exposed, and there's a different element to it. So it
yeah,
definitely upped the stakes a little bit.
yeah. And the scene itself is pretty well choreographed and shot, and you know, it's like you said, tense but still fun. And then she escapes on a motorcycle and just looks badass as she's driving down. This scene, guys, where she's driving down the street on the motorcycle, and we see just the cityscapes and stuff, is like pure John Carpenter shit.
It is,
Like
yeah,
it feels John Carpenter to me, doesn't it?
yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
and it feels just like the way it's shot. It just feels like a movie, and I was like, God damn, this movie looks great. Because one of the things I do want to talk about is the cinematography as a whole in this movie, which I think is fucking spectacular. I think it's a pretty looking movie.
it's
Like
better than it has like a right to be. I feel
any
like,
right to be. Yeah, absolutely. The way the lights are used and stuff, especially the colored lights on on certain scenes, it just looks really pretty. Especially in a movie that was made for $700,000. You know, they made a post-apocalyptic movie under $1 million. That's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think the movie looks really good because it looks filmic. Like you see the grain, you see the the wide shots. I think it's very like the shots are very well composed and
Yeah,
interesting. They're not dull shots; they're just like wides of nothingness. You get
yeah,
really cool composed shots.
and the music is pretty all right too.
Yeah, there's some bits that are a little chanky that I don't love in the music, but there's also like when she's driving, that scene where she's riding the motorcycle is that word bitching. It's just really cool. It's a good
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
And you're kind of you're kind of into it. You're like, "Oh man, look at this." I would be, she's probably scared out of her mind. Um and then she goes back home and we find out that luckily, thankfully, Sam is also alive because she slept in uh the gardening shed because she got
So
pissed off. She ran away.
it had been long enough that whenever she got home, I was like, oh no, how would her sister have survived? But luckily, the garden
Oh
shed.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, man, how are they gonna pull that off?
Yep. It's fun, and they have some fun. I like when she's trying to explain to her what the fuck is going on,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like just like not getting it. So she walks her outside, and she says, "Where are the goddamn kids? It's Saturday. Where are the goddamn kids?" And she just goes back inside and shuts the door.
this
It's
is
so
so
funny.
yeah,
It's so good. It's like such a honest reaction, really, but it's just like,
yeah, and she's like just dealing with. She's like, if you're like you're scaring me, it's working. Like I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it.
yeah. She's
She's
like, I'm
like,
not
I'm
doing it.
not.
This is
Yeah,
this is happening. And then they hear the radio voice, so they go to the radio station just to find out it's a recording. And we're introduced to our other character, Hector. What do you guys think of Hector? I think he's great too.
One
yeah, I
lucky
like him.
son of a bitch. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of hate him.
He's my nemesis.
No, he's great. I love Hector is such a fun, interesting character because he's like such like they could have made this character anything. You know what I mean? They could
Yeah,
have made him
yeah.
be but he's just like a nice dude.
He's just a nice
They just made him
dude.
like
That's
they
it.
made him just like
I
a
mean,
fun, nice dude that's not like an over badass or anything. He's just a guy that doesn't know how to use a gun, but he's just
Yeah.
survived because he slept in his truck, and they just
well, in the
happened to
back,
luckily,
because
yeah,
where the action happens.
Yeah.
but he's just lucky, or they're just lucky that he found that they ran into him. That that's who they ran into. Is just like the nicest guy ever. He's so fun. I love Hector, especially in the end. The ending, Hector's my favorite. He's so fucking funny in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has a great scene too, with the when he goes to visit his mom. But I like the whole dynamic between the three of them because Reggie is completely cautious of him immediately. She's like, I don't know about all this. Sam's immediately smitten with him because he might be the last man on Earth.
Yeah.
And then Hector is just kind of like, I need to protect these women. I need to protect these girls. And also, did you guys see Reggie? That's what he's thinking in his mind. Yes, Hector, we did. We did indeed. But what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this whole radio station sequence?
I really like it. I mean, it's a really cool radio station for one. And I mean, he like pulls a gun on them and is like waiting because it's like, of course, everyone that would have survived would be hearing this radio and would probably try to go there to like find more people. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool their interactions. And then the sister Sam starts like messing with the controls and like talking over the radio, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, you're gonna bring in more people. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's really funny stuff she's saying. She's just saying that like, she's gonna lower the drinking age to 12 or whatever. And
yeah. But you have to have an ID.
Yep, just being goofy. And then she gets an actual call and it freaks her out. Then we're introduced to our scientist, which, by the way, Lydia, I want to ask you specifically because you've never seen this movie.
Yeah.
When we're introduced to the scientists, did you think that the female scientist was the bad one? Because she kept saying, we don't need any more. We don't need to bring any survivors here. We don't need to bring any more outsiders. Because they're like, well, we need to bring these people in. There's more survivors out there.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's like, no, we need to leave him here. We don't need to bring him in and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think like something in my instincts told me that she wasn't bad, but I don't know.
Yeah. But I think it's playing towards they're wanting us to think she's like the one that's in the wrong.
Yeah.
And these other people are trying to save her. Because
Here's
the way she
quiz
reacts.
for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a movie that we've watched. Do you remember what movie it was?
Oh, nice. She's in tons of movies. What movie did we watch?
Was she in the House of the Devil or something like that?
No, she was in Warlock.
Warlock. Okay.
Oh, she is in Warlock. Yes, you're right.
The medium.
Yep, the medium. Mm-hmm. In the scene where he, is talking to the medium. You're right. She's in a ton of movies that we haven't seen yet, but we will be.
She's in medium?
Mm-hmm.
In Warlock? Okay. Somebody from this movie was in the House of the Devil, which we also covered on here. And I can't remember if it was her or if it was the mom character that punched Sam in the face.
No, it's her. She's Mrs. Ullman in House of the Devil.
Okay. I couldn't remember that movie very well, but
she's been in two movies we've watched. She's also going to be in a couple that we will watch. Silent Night, Bloody Night. We'll probably watch at some point. Death Race 3000 we'll probably watch at some point.
Yeah.
And
there's another person that's been in something else too. In the
Shopping Mall, she's been in as well. We'll have to watch that at some point as well.
Oh yeah. The other scientist.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Was in Salem's Lot.
He is in Salem's Lot, and he's of course Alex, or he's also in Double Impact. The male scientist.
I was thinking that. Oh, it's Van Damme's dad.
It is Van Damme's dad. You're right.
I was just picturing him sitting in that chair in the dark, like with this glowing
yellow
eyes. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm obsessed with that.
which is probably why you instinctively thought he was bad, because you knew that actor.
It could be, yeah. I was
That's
like, well, I
probably
wasn't
why.
sure it was him at first. I had to like really deep dive into these characters. And they've all
So what
had
do you
like
guys
crazy careers.
what do you guys think of this subplot with the scientists?
I don't
Kind of
know.
fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the one plot hole, like they were in an underground bunker.
Mhm.
So, and with them, it was the ventilation that they left open. So, like, were the rooms that the Reggie and her sister stayed in, did they not have ventilation? Like, I
Right.
might
Well,
be
I think
thinking
it
about
was.
this way too much, but
I think
I was
so. I
like, how
think
did
it's.
that?
think it's more to do with like the dust contamination hit them.
Yeah. Because they're in the desert.
Because yeah, so and what it kind of looks like is that Reggie is, I think, immune, and so is Hector, because I think Sam has a rash, but it might just be a regular rash. But she also might be starting to succumb to the sickness, but it doesn't take her because the comet passes before then and washes away all of the dust we see when the rainstorm hits. That's why they're alive much later. But no, I was thinking that too, but I think it's more to do with where they are in the desert and how it hits, and then that they prepared for everything except not everything. So it's just like a clinical error of theirs, critical error. But their plot is, I like the way it's kind of unfolded, because through the movie we're in the dark about like who, what they're doing, because they're saying they're wanting to rescue these kids, essentially is how they put it. We're gonna, we need to go get them, bring them back here, save them, is what we're kind of getting the hint of, which is why we're kind of a little standoffish with White, Audrey White, the female scientist, because we're like, because she's kind of against going and getting them, and she's against when they bring the kids there. She was just like eyeing them like, ugh. And you're thinking, she really doesn't want anybody to be in there with them. But it's not about her bringing in contaminated people, which is what it made it sound like. It's about her not wanting them to murder more people to create this, antidote, as it were.
One thing that made me laugh about her character, and maybe this was why my instinct kicked in, but the first time you see her and they're talking about that, and like you see they're all wearing these like gray jumpsuits with white belts and like the same shoes and everything, and she had on leg warmers with her jumpsuit, and she like that was the only difference between like her and everyone else.
Hey, that's a good pickup.
I don't know why, but that was the first thing I saw, and I was just like, oh, that's funny. She's got leg warmers on with her.
She's
jumpsuit.
It's a style that was the style in the 80s. Leg warmers.
Yeah.
The way to go. So let's talk about Hector's little mini adventure. What do you think of it?
Or goes to see his mom.
He goes to see his
and
mom.
That little kid.
Oh yeah, this was kind of good.
Yeah, I think this is a really cool.
Well, then
scene.
he comes back as Santa.
Yeah, when he comes back, it's hilarious. But I love this scene because I think it's like pretty suspenseful, and it's beautifully shot. This is one of those shots that feels, it has that like the red from the outsides coming in and the windows. It just looks cool. And there's some funny shit.
I did catch a continuity error though in the in the sky lighting situation. At one point it shows his truck out there, and there's just no red sky at all.
Oh, there's a couple where you don't see the red sky, but that's because they can't comp it in.
Yeah, but, it's like looked like a filter or something.
Yeah, it's a filter essentially. But I like in this scene because he's trying to he has the gun and he could shoot this kid anytime, but he can't bring himself to shoot a kid, so he says that funny line, "You're lucky I like kids," as he's running from this monster kid. He escapes from the window and runs away. Because if you notice, there's actually a trend in this movie, which is that the girls don't kill anybody. They don't kill anybody. They get into the gunfights and they get into some scrapes, but they don't kill anybody. I think probably because they didn't want to make them, this is a fun, lighthearted adventure horror film. They didn't want them to be mass murdering people, I suppose. Because even when Reggie fights off the monster in the alleyway, she just kind of knocks him out. Then the girls, while old Hector is gone, they decide to take him a trip to the shopping mall. Lydia, you have to love this scene, right?
This is the scene that I have definitely 100% seen before, and I don't know why or where or how, but I remember someone was making fun of this scene, and it's pretty funny when you think about it.
Hey guys,
Let's
we might need to take a quick break just for a second.
We just got an announcement for a new Star Wars movie, Lydia.
Is it the horror one?
No, it's Star Wars Starfighter. Comes out May 28th, 2027.
Holy shit.
Star Wars just posted it. Don't
Love
know
it.
anything about it, but
Can't wait.
yep.
Sorry guys, I'm back.
Wait, what was that about?
So Clark has been like and we've been thinking that like, oh, maybe it's the medication that's like making him so tired. No, he's been staying up and playing in his closet. So Quincy, she came down here to like
Wow.
the frustration. And
Wow. That's hilarious.
yeah,
All right.
Kids.
So we're going to pick up again
know.
right here, edit point. And then we're talking about this. Lydia, you're freaking me out. What are you looking at over there?
I just heard a noise. Sorry, I don't know what my face was doing, but I just like heard a noise.
You went like this.
Did she look like Winona Ryder on stage?
Yeah. Yeah. She was just like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on over
I
there?
just like heard a noise like Jake was like, I don't know. I don't know if it was maybe a sneeze or a cough or
Well, if you have kids, it might be your child up in his closet playing.
that's
That's
it's
funny.
probably
Jake in a closet.
Jake is probably in the closet right now messing around
That's what he does.
instead of going to bed like I told him to when I tucked
Go to
him
bed.
in.
Playing in the closet.
You had me for just a second. I feel like you tell him to go to bed.
He had you. Jesus, Derek.
This is how
All
we
right.
run this household. I'm the
That's
mom.
how she wears the pants in this. She sets the bedtimes, the curfews.
Yeah, I wish anybody would listen to him though.
Yeah, exactly.
Been playing in the closet
All
with
right.
the dogs.
Here we go. We're gonna
Okay.
start again. So, this scene in the mall. It's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I love the music choice of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's perfect for the time. It kind of sets the it's just a fun song. Girls Just Want to Have Fun is a fun song.
It is.
Cyndi
it
Lauper.
really is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if this was Cyndi Lauper or if this was a cover.
It might be a cover. I'm not 100%
was-
sure, but
It was very good.
yeah. It just kind of
That
Yeah.
mixed with like the guns and the fashion of the 80s,
Yeah.
I was like in
Love
heaven
it.
with this one.
yes. I love when she sits down the Uzi to pick up
Yeah.
some shoes. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking good stuff. That's good stuff. And then they're like, and they look so great in their 80s fashion. It's just the most the coolest thing.
Yeah.
You know, Reggie's outfit is like really cool when she's wearing when she's hiding from him with the Uzi and stuff. My favorite is when she's wearing that shoulder pad, the fucking giant shoulder. You're like, fucking 80s, man. They were all about shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Dude,
It was
I
like a thing.
went to school with a shirt on one time that had shoulder pads.
What?
I had no idea why the shirt had shoulder pads.
Was it a women's shirt?
Yeah.
So I mean, I was in
Yeah.
fifth grade. I was in fifth grade. I had never seen a shirt with shoulder pads, but like we were staying with my cousin, and like my mom and me and my sister were staying with my cousin, and for some reason, like my shirt got stuff on it like right before school. And my cousin's like, "Hey man, you can just borrow one of these shirts." And he gives it to me, and I was like, "Why have I got these puffy things on the shoulders?" So I wore it to school.
Did you look fabulous?
Absolutely, Lydia. I looked
Not a
fabulous
striking figure.
for sure. That or I was trying
Love
out
it.
for the Little Giants. Who knows?
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god, that's
Little
so
football
good,
player.
dude. That's so funny.
That is funny.
That's perfect. No, this scene's a lot of fun, and then it's broken up by some D-bags that were stock boys that are, I mean, look, they're not the best actors. We'll get that out of the way. But
They don't
their
need
I
to.
characters,
I
Their
thought the
characters
one
are
was
fun.
really scary. Like I was
he
like
is scary. The one guy
scared.
is scary. Yeah. He's a little, it's a cheesy, but it's cheesy in like a fun, a good
He's
way.
intense. He's like
Yes.
just kind of unhinged.
Oh yeah, especially when he's like, you're not, or I'm not gonna let you hold. We can't do with you holding one of my people hostage.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I can't let you hold one of my people hostage, and just shoots him. Yeah, he's like a psychopath,
Yeah.
and then they get tied, like chained together, and he's playing Russian roulette with Sam. That's actually pretty scary, I think.
I thought so. I was
That's
like,
not good.
this is intense. I want to go back to the montage of
I want to
the-
go back to the fun shit. Yeah. What's going on here? Fucking took a turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the scientists arrive, Angela or Audrey White, and then this other glasses fuck. They arrive with the SWAT and gun down these dudes because the sunglasses dude had fully turned. He was starting to turn. You see him looking all creepy and shit. And they're gunned down. And then basically that's when we find out that, she has, she looks like she's exposed, so she's no good. The other girl looks healthy. They helicopter Reggie out and say that, Sam's going to wait for Hector to come back. And then we find out that they're going to, euthanize Sam. Did you think that she actually killed her?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
That BIT.
I was like, this movie just took a turn. Like, what is happening? I was like pretty mad. I was like upset.
Were you upset, Derek?
Yeah. Well, and again, it's been a little while since I seen it, so like I didn't really recall this part, and I thought that she died, and I was like, man, I don't remember her dying. Like this would have been impactful.
Yeah. Like that is dark. It's like that is dark.
Play it
it's
really
him
well.
shooting a little kid. I mean,
Yeah.
don't kill her.
Yeah, she plays it well. She plays it well, and she knocks her out, and we're just all like, oh, she killed her. And then she guns down glasses fuck. And we see that one of the effects is that they can't remember. They start to lose their memory, and they start to lose their writing ability and such. So she's having these effects. So when Hector comes back wearing the Santa Claus outfit, which is fucking hilarious because it's Christmas, that's something that is lost on us unless you're paying attention because it's shot in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But when the first scene, we see that it's Christmas time.
Yeah, and I was like, dang it, we should have done this movie at Christmas time.
Yeah, if we would have known, we would have. We would have known, we would have. But yeah, so Hector comes back in the Santa Claus outfit, and what do you guys think of the scene with Hector and her together? Because I think it's a really strong scene.
Yeah, I agree. She's got a gun on him as soon as he runs in and he's looking for the girls because he told them to
even got
stay there at
presents.
the radio. Yeah, like I was like, man, how stupid can you be to think that they would just still be there?
Yeah, well, I mean, he trusted him. I mean, he's also a kid too. You know, he's basically can't be more than 19 to 20.
Oh yeah, well obviously, I mean, this was like
Yeah,
extravagant to like find an entire Santa suit and like
yeah, yeah.
try to like make it a big fun thing. It's like, do you know the world just like ended? Like,
He's trying to bring a little levity to it. He's trying to bring
yeah,
a little
I
levity.
guess so. Which I
But
appreciate.
but yeah, I think her acting in the scene is really good. She sells all of it, and she's like, I have wrote down here all this stuff, and she kind of reads it like, oh, they're harvesting the the people and everything, and she basically euthanizes herself and drifts off, and then so we still think that Sam is dead. She doesn't tell us anything different. So when we cut back to Reggie, we think Reggie and Hector are only survivors, and Hector has to go and save her or something. And then we get into our third act, which takes place in the facility. They also have two kids that they brought in, a boy and a girl that they brought in that they're going to harvest as well, along with a couple of people that are already put under. Basically, they have them brain dead, essentially. Keep their body alive, and they harvest the blood. It's pretty fucking dark, really.
It is.
Especially for this movie.
It is.
What do you guys think of this third act? Like, so first, Reggie's escape is pretty fun when she bashes old boy in the head.
Yeah, and you find out that she's alive, and you're just like, "Oh my gosh, thank goodness!"
Well, yes. When Sam and Hector arrive is the best because Hector arrives wearing like a cowboy hat. This is what I'm saying. This is the part I love. Kind of reminds me of like Kurt Russell or something.
Yeah,
And, you know what I mean? Like he just comes up, he's like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And puts on the hat and does like this whole shtick, and this guard's just like, all right. And then, oh, do you like women? You like girls, huh? And we see her laying there, and he's like, she's dead. Ah, she's not dead. She just gave her some saline and pretended like she was dead, and she fucking comes out. Were you excited?
Yeah. I really.
How about you, Derek? Were you excited when you found out Sam was alive?
Yes. Yep. When they opened up the trunk.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited. I was like, yeah, I knew they wouldn't do it, those bastards.
Yeah. And then we get the assault on the place because we have Reggie knocking out the one scientist with the keyboard, and then she gets recaptured. And as they're walking down, Sam had turned off the power, so the power's out. So Reggie fucks up that one dude that's holding her at gunpoint, which I love. It's like that silhouetted shot, and she just goes, "Bam!"
Yeah.
Kicks him out, and then she holds up those stupid fucking nurses that were going to harvest the kids, because she's told the one that she's like, "You'll go to sleep, and when you wake up, you'll be on a beach with Santa Claus." And Reggie's like, "That's fucked up. That's messed up, man." So then when we cut to them in the room, they're wearing the gas masks, and it says going to see Santa Claus on the paper.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Clever.
Yep. And then our main villain scientist is starting to turn. He's losing, starting
Van Damme's dad.
Van Damme's dad starting to happen. Yep. So Hector rigs the Jeeps with explosives. And then as he's driving away, he does that great thing where he's like, "Hey, guys, you see this?" And flips them off. It's so funny. And Reggie's like, "What are you doing? Like, why aren't we just driving away?" Because he's trying to lure him. And then Van Damme's dad turns the key because he turns into like a zombie guy. And they blow up. What do you guys think of this whole lab section?
I like it. It was fun. Action-y, fun goodness. I was really stressed when he like stopped the car. I was like, "What are you doing?"
You were like with Reggie? You were like Reggie?
Yeah, for sure. I was right there with her.
Because after this is going on, the kids that one girl's like wanting her stuffed animal. And she's like, and Sam's like, "Just give her the stuffed animal."
Yeah. She's like, tosses
Here.
it back there. Like, why was she holding it for so long?
She was just in the zone trying to figure out this, and then she's like, take the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
It's so good. She's like, this is your Uncle Hector. Uncle Hector? He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So, guys, the very end of this movie.
Oh
What do you
my
think of our little family, Lydia? I know you
Dude,
love it.
It's so funny. It's so funny. The dress that she's wearing just kills me. It just kills
The
me.
80s of 80s, man. The 80s of 80s. It is the epitome of 80s, this last dress she's wearing. And Hector's wearing like a business suit.
Yep.
The kids are doing a photo shoot.
Yeah, she's taking Polaroids of him, and like the sister just sees him across the street, and it's like they look like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it's so
What's
funny.
wrong with them?
Sam is so funny, and she's just like over it, and she's like, we have to wait for the light. And she's like, are you crazy? There's no one here. She runs into the middle of the street and almost gets splatted by DMK, and he's like, hey, sorry about that, but you ran into the middle of the no crossing.
You shouldn't run into that, you know.
Shouldn't run into the flashing lights.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dude,
And then,
that whole, like, everything about that too is so ridiculous, because he's like, you want to go for a ride? And she's like, you don't know how bad I want to go for a ride. And he's like, cool, I got like 23 more cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, they're just, because she's like, this is a nice car. He's like, thanks, I got like 23 other ones. Because they're
like,
just
what?
living in this apocalypse.
Sure.
And yeah, and then old, I love it. She's like, hey, who is that? Where are you going? This, this is my friend. I'm going for a ride with him. What's his name? Like, we don't even know his name. What's your name? And he says it, what is it? His name is Danny Mason Keener. Danny Mason Keener. She's like, Danny Mason Keener. And she's like, be back by midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Then as they drive,
plate.
license plate.
This,
DMK, Derek. That's what the license plate said. DMK.
Yeah. Okay. So this also killed the dog at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great joke too, by the way. That's a really funny joke. She picks up the collar and goes, "Stupid dog," without realizing that dust is the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up is one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys is, if you were in this position, like, where would you go?
Like if you were like a last person on Earth scenario.
Yeah, like if you were like one more person in this group, where would you be like, hey guys, we need to go here?
Oh, okay, yeah. Like where would you go for like survival?
Yeah, because if it killed the dog, it also killed probably a huge portion of like livestock and
it may have, but we also don't know where because it only is where the comet hits is the thing too, I think. Because they said something about
worldwide.
Well, they said
like
because
this side of the world.
Yeah, because they said, the first people, the comet's going to pass through these areas, and it's already at this place at 2 a.m. But we haven't had any contact with them since. And so it's like wherever the comet's path was. So yeah, I don't know about that, like the logistics of all that. I mean, I don't think we're meant to think about the logistics of all that,
right,
with this movie.
I'd go to the grocery store though, probably.
Correct, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in the grocery store. But
when they first go into the radio station, she says that she's 1/3 owner of the
of the world,
part
of
of
California,
Los Angeles or wherever they are.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard, and I was like, "That's the way to do it." You're like, "This is."
I mean,
1/3 owner of Los Angeles County.
Yeah, because I mean, they're just kind of like, "Hey, man, they're teenagers. They're just doing what they do, doing what they do."
Like it's theirs now, so I guess that's how it works.
So as far as that stuff, I don't know, Derek. I don't know how the logistics of any of that.
Oh no,
work.
and that was just more like a fun question. Like if you guys were in this position, because I would, if it wasn't a grocery store, it would be like a distribution
shopping mall,
a distribution center, because you'd want to go where you have like food.
Yeah.
I would say probably a shopping mall, and I'd close it off and hope I don't get overran by bikers.
Yeah. That's the thing you got to watch out for.
bikers, especially
But-
Tom
Better hope
Savini
there's a
looking
grocery store
motherfuckers.
connected to it.
Yeah. But she was the biker, so that kind of helps. Like she
Yeah,
was
so
the
she's
only
good.
one on a
She's
bike.
in with it.
Yeah.
She's in like it. Yeah, she's in with him. And that is Night of the Comic, a bitchin' movie. So what do you guys think of Night of the Comic?
It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
This movie was so 80s. I don't think I've seen one as 80s since 1989.
that's probably true.
No, this
Is that part of your? Was that one of? Is that part of the new batch of humor that you're working on?
was that
it was part of my new. What do you guys think?
Keep
Lord,
workshopping. Keep workshopping. But
At
pretty
least it
good.
made sense. At least it made
It's an
sense.
improvement.
Yeah.
It's an improvement. You didn't use any acronyms.
This movie was. This is such a nostalgic movie. And it really, especially if you grew up in the 80s and you have any concept of what that period was like, you watch a movie like this and you're just like, man, like childhood. It gives you that
Yep.
sense. And so, this movie was probably better than it should have been.
Yep.
I think the cinematography was really, really great for the budget. I think they did a fantastic job. The scene with Van Damme's dad at the end, where he like comes into the light and he looks fantastic. Like when he's starting to transition.
Oh, there's
So-
also a great scene that we didn't talk about where Sam dreams about the police,
cop.
which is a fucking great scene.
Dream within a dream within a dream.
Yeah,
Was there three
because
dream
it's so
sequences?
funny. It's 2 dream sequences, but yeah,
Yeah.
I love it because she is drinking, driving in the apocalypse, gets pulled over by the cops. She still pulls over for him. Like, oh, okay, why not? And then we get that scare, and then we get the bathroom scare. I think they're both pretty effective scares. Because Lydia, what did you think? Because you hadn't seen this before, so they'd be new scares to you.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say I was scared or anything, but I
Well, no.
was. I kind of predicted it. I was. Me and Jake were watching it, and he was like, "Okay, what's up with these cops?" And I was like, "Well, they're probably zombies."
Yes, that one, of course. But the second
one got me. The second one
Yeah.
got me for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a blast. I thought it was fun. And
Yep.
then Jake was like, "Really? Like another dream?" And I was like, "Man, that's how my nightmares are sometimes. Like,
mine are too sometimes.
yeah, like that's the worst kind of nightmare to have when you go back into it without realizing
Mhm.
it." Ugh.
Derek, go ahead and continue with your rating. I apologize. I just thought we should mention that what
Oh.
we were thinking about it.
Yeah, not a worry. So I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It won't be the last time. This would be a really good one for Clark when he's like 11, 12. Be like, hey, watch it. Probably be like, Dad, is this movie black and white? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so,
it's your genes.
It takes after you a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this movie a 7. I think it's really great. It's fun as all can be, and yeah, watch this. It's free on Tubi.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. All those points. I don't think I could say it again. I think all those things are exactly right. Like it's just such a fun one. Unexpectedly fun. Like from the intro where you get this like extremely 80s like title thing that comes up and you're just like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. It is very like John Carpenter feeling a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how I've missed this movie, but it was a blast. I wanted to watch more. It started recommending me more movies like that, and I was like, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's ride this train.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah. I'm kind of right there with both. I'm there with you, Lydia, 7.5. I almost want to give it an 8 because I think it's just a lot of fun.
It is.
There's
It's
just
like no complaints about this movie.
No.
Like
no complaints. Like, or is it the best movie ever made? Of course not. Is
No.
there way better apocalypse movies? Yes, obviously.
yeah,
Like, is it as good as They Live? No.
no.
But is this movie really bitchin'? Yeah, it rules. It's just has this great tone. It's this great fun, great great lead performances. It's pretty well written. It has some just great cinematography, some pretty good music. Yeah, no complaints. It's just a vibe and a blast. And I watched it this week, and because I hadn't seen it in a little bit, I watched it this week, and I was like, "Ah, man, this movie is." As soon as it was over, I had a smile on my face the whole time. After it was over, I went to bed feeling good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this movie's so good. Like,
Yeah.
this is what it's about. Like, this is movie making. This is the kind of shit that I'm. I want to scare you more. My movies are scarier, but I kind of like the I want to leave people having a good time by the end of it. So yeah, 7.5 for me. Great movie. Like Derek said, watch it. And then let us know if there's any other movies like this one that you guys want us to do, because we're all about these fun 80s adventure, horror films. Yeah, great stuff. So guys, time to Akanize this movie.
Oh,
I already think I know the answer. Who would Tom Atkins play in this one?
It's totally either going to be the guy she hooked up with at the beginning or the guy she's going to hook up with in the future. I'm going to go with Hector because he lives.
Yeah, Hector is who I'm thinking. Yeah. I mean, I love Hector, and I really don't want to change him, but
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see, or I mean, he would be good as the projection guy, of course, too, but he's too cool for that. That guy was kind of a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Dude, he
Yeah,
didn't
was
even
a
know that
dweeb.
Superman couldn't see through lead. He's not a nerd.
Yeah,
He's a chode.
He's a he is kind of a chode. You're right, with his fucking suspenders wearing motherfucker. That guy was wild. So Derek, it's your turn to pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What are we watching?
You guys ready for this? We're gonna watch Wishmaster.
Wishmaster. Thanks, Dr. Claw.
I would have had a much deeper voice, and I kicked something over. I thought that was really clear. And I've already looked it up. It's streaming on Pluto TV, Plex, Fandango at home for free. If you want to donate some money to their cause, you can also get it on Google Play for $3.99.
And you could probably also get it on Apple and Amazon.
Apple TV,
that same shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Wishmaster. Haven't seen that one. I've actually watched it more recently than you would have thought, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Got Kane Hodder in it.
It's like, just, of course I fucking watched it more recently than you thought, because it's me. And I saw it and I'm like, fucking, yeah. That's right up my alley.
I don't think I've seen this one.
You've never seen Wishmaster?
I don't think so. So
It
this
is
will be a first
Wes
for me.
Craven presents Wishmaster.
Okay.
So he's
We
not.
haven't. Wait. We haven't done this one already, have we?
No, I asked
Derek,
Jamie earlier.
did you look it up?
I
Derek,
searched for it. I searched for it. I didn't find it.
Okay.
Okay, because we did. What did we do? Like Warlock or something? We did some.
We
kind
did
of
Yeah,
witchy
we did
one.
Warlock.
Okay.
We did Warlock. So this is a Robert Kurtzman film, by the way, you guys.
Oh.
Directed by Robert Kurtzman, and executive produced by the great and fantastic Wes Craven. It stars Andrew Divoff as the Djinn, Tammy Lauren, and there's a little guy in this movie called Tony Todd, Kane Hodder, and Robert Englund, all in feature roles. So
All one little guy?
all different guys, but yes, they're all in this movie. So pretty stacked. I'm excited you haven't seen this, Lydia, because I'm kind of excited to see
Hey, I'm
reaction to some of
excited.
this.
I like when we do movies that I haven't seen yet, because it's like,
Yeah, me too.
movie night, I get
Me-
the popcorn out,
I do too, but I also kind of like seeing movies like tonight, ones that I have seen, and I love watching you guys react to them if you haven't seen them in a while or never seen them at all. In your case, Lydia.
Yeah.
I love introducing you to these new movies. That's fun.
I love it.
So, Derek, do you have anything? Any stories? Any
I told my story
announcements?
about the pad.
Oh,
shirt.
shoulder pads. You did.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Do you have any? You have
Classic.
any secret admirer news for our folks out there?
Well, if you want to give us some money, feel free to invest. We are
That is-
looking for some extra staff. They would be more or less interns. We're gonna feed you and make you sleep. Not make you sleep, but give you a place to sleep. It might be a cot. But we'll, the experience is worth $1 million. So
You're really pitching this well. Maybe I should have done this.
that's what you get for throwing me on the spot.
No, but we like I said at the beginning, we by the time this airs, we'll have just returned from Culture Fest, Erie Culture Fest. So we'll let you guys know how that goes. It'll probably be on the channel as well, so you can see some of our experience there. We will take some pictures, video kind of stuff. So some interactions, hopefully. And if you're in the Ohio area, of course, hopefully you've already dropped down. But and then we'll have some more news for you as we get closer to shoot in July. So fingers crossed, it's looking good. We're excited. We can't wait for you to see it. So that's our show for tonight. Thanks for sticking with us and talking about Night of the Comet. If you have any other suggestions down below on movies that are similar to Night of the Comet, leave them. If you have any thoughts about tonight's movie or any of Derek's stories that he tells, you want to talk about those, you want to talk about the weather, I don't care. Just down below, leave a comment. Let's get a dialogue going. So that's our show for tonight. So for the great Derek Lemaster, the lovely Lydia Judy, I'm Jamie Hiles. Remember, if you're going to scream bloody movies.